By the way, is that the Laserdisc or the vinyl behind you, Greg?
That is the vinyl.
Japan.
This is the U.S. No, there is no Japanese one. This is the U.S. one, and this is like one of the rarest Fastway records there is. They only released it in Bolivia. It's an EP of just four of the new songs.
And the DVD cover that's very misleading.
Yeah. The other Trick or Treats.
No, I meant this has Ozzy and Gene Simmons on the front acting like they're the stars of the fucking movie.
When they're barely in the fucking thing to begin with.
The cover to the video is much better, but I wasn't going into the basement and digging out a Betamax tape. But
it's all right.
I do have
his faith of it.
I bought. That's
nice.
Yes.
Greggy Kerr.
So if you
let
play
the
that,
big
if you play
fish
that,
hook themselves, you're the bait. The bait is you. I should.
If you play every Rat Salad review episode backwards, Greg will come.
Yeah,
out.
that's what happens. Yeah, I was going to say, have you played the record backwards?
No.
Are you?
But there is a couple of the clips of the backwards speech from the movie in a couple of the songs. But I already know what it says. I've seen the movie.
If you play Rat Salad Review backward, it will say subscribe to Beyond Bushido on YouTube. The rest suck. Right, James?
No, Facebook.
Right, whatever.
I like it. It also says, buy Music is Life merchandise.
35% off this weekend on TeePublic.
Yeah.
Shameless promotions. Let's go.
Welcome to Red Salad Review. Hey, what's up, guys?
How do you do?
Hi.
I do okay. It's almost Halloween. Are you excited?
Ooh, ghosts and goblins and scary things. Well, I mean, I know two of you guys probably are going to go out trick or treating, which is going to be a fun thing. Out here, we don't do that because of stupid reasons. The churches in this area like to do this thing called trunk or treat, which is the dumbest thing humanly possible.
Please explain what trunk or treat is.
It sounds just as bad as the name describes. You literally park in a parking lot, and the kids walk around the parking lot getting the treats instead of going door to door.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's the dumbest shit in the entire world. The only thing so for me, it was a really cool event because October 31st in Nevada is a state holiday. It is the anniversary. It's the state birthday. So October 30th, you actually go into Carson City, go to the governor's mansion, which is haunted, and you actually do trick or treating in that area. And the governor's out there giving candy and crap and popcorn and shit. Who knows? Whatever. And you do that on that day, and then the next day is a day off of school, so you just go up to Reno where everybody else is doing it, and you just go do it again.
I thought it was the day the Bunny Ranch came to Nevada. Never mind.
Have I ever told you that I lived like half a mile from that place?
No, and for some reason I'm not surprised.
So you and I did talk about it once.
Yes. So it's not. Everyone thinks it's in Las Vegas.
It's in Reno, right?
It is not in Reno. It is an hour south of Reno. It's actually 5 minutes east of Carson City in a place called Mound House. And my bus route to go to school, we had to pick up the kids on the same road as the Bunny Ranch was. And there's a subdivision eerily close to the Bunny Ranch. It is hilarious. And the Bunny Ranch is pretty much looks like a bunch of trailer parks connected to each other. That's what it looks like.
I've seen Cat House.
Yeah, that's what Cat House looks like, and that's how it is. And that dude was a creep. It's funny he died in a whorehouse. It was hilarious.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was while running for Senate.
Wow.
Yeah, we're in Nevada. We're complete degenerates. Yeah, it was always fun driving by Moonlight Road, and there's also Kit Kat. There are 3 whorehouses in that area, so there's 3 of them as you drive. As I was going to school each morning.
Did Dennis Hoffman? Did he go out the way Herb Abrams did? The guy from UWF, drunk, high on cocaine, creamed in Vaseline, and chasing hookers in the nude around a New York City hotel.
I don't know about the cocaine. I can't attest for the cocaine. However, the strippers and Vaseline, probably a high probability.
Probably. I love Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh God, Turbo was the best.
If Herb was here today, Mick Foley, what would he be doing? Mick Foley had the perfect answer. Time.
Yeah, time or he'd be dead. That man, God bless. You know, there are always characters in wrestling, and I know I hate to bring wrestling back into this show really quickly, but the amount of characters in wrestling. No, I'm not. I am not. Thank you, Lou. Thank you for understanding that. I'm not ashamed at all. The amount of characters in wrestling. I mean, from Chris Colt, Herb Abrams,
Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette's actually calm in comparison. I mean, he's one of the less of the crazy boys that is. I mean, Steve Kerr. I mean, yeah. Or excuse me, Bobby Eaton is a calm one. Bill Dundee is a crazy story. Lou Albano is a crazy. Where did you? Okay, quick question. Where did Lou Albano play football at in college?
I don't know.
Don't say West Texas.
It was not West Texas State. That's Brody and Hanson.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
The University of Tennessee. He was actually recruited by General Robert Neyland himself to play football from the Northeast. Where Robert Neyland went to West Point. So he was in New York frequently.
Okay.
Very interesting.
So, but yeah, the amount of characters in wrestling. Oh yeah, I got all these craps. I mean,
can we get to the subject of the episode at hand, please?
This is Lou's tired of me freaking dunking on him already.
This is the JL show.
Damn right everybody. It is. It is always the JL show. This is a Beyond Bushido tradition. We come in and hijack your own shows. It's what we do.
I thought Eric hijacks you.
No, sir. We hijack each other.
Yeah.
Wow. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Well, wait, you can take that over to San Diego. But anyway.
Better than a Dutch rudder.
But anyway, yeah,
Wait,
I can't wait to
show back.
I'm trying to get back there, but I can't wait to get back to, or can't wait to get to Halloween and take my son out to trick or treating so I can just eat all his candy. Actually, I still have candy from last year. I should probably throw it away.
Dave, since you mentioned the Dutch rudder, just by the way, Wayne's favorite is a hot Cosby.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure it's not good though. Anywho, a few weeks ago, as everybody knows in the show, I'm on TikTok. So follow us on TikTok on the Rat Salad Review. And there's this guy on TikTok. He's called the Carpet Nerd, and he makes carpets. And he had a contest a few weeks ago, and he did an Iron Maiden carpet. So he says, like the video and comment or whatever, and then he'll pick a winner. So I ended up being the winner of the Iron Maiden carpet. Here it is. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
That is a pretty authentic looking Eddie.
I know. He did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I won it. I'm gonna have to find a spot to put it, but I think actually I can put it probably right here where I'm sitting.
So it's no longer a carpet. It is now going to be a tapestry.
Right. I probably could have hanged it up somewhere. It would look probably nicer. I should put it behind me. I'm thinking of maybe getting him to do the Rat Salad Review logo on the carpet, so that might be cool. And I could put that behind me. But
that would be cool.
Have him blaze it on a leather jacket, and I'll get one.
A fine Corinthian leather.
I'll take pleather. That's okay.
But, I want mine in green Naugahyde. Only classy stuff.
But check out the Carpet Nerd. He's on TikTok, and I believe he's on Instagram too. He might be on Facebook, but I know he's on Instagram and TikTok. So Carpet Nerd. Cool. And then I just got in the mail today another guy I've been talking to on TikTok. His name is Don De Lamont, if I'm pronouncing that right, hopefully. He just put out this. Well, this has been out for a while, but he wrote this book. It's called Southeast of Heaven, A Metalhead's Journey. So it's basically about his life being a metalhead. And he actually has a podcast too. I wish I remembered the name of it, but I don't. So we'll talk about that next time. But I probably have him on the show, but go check him out and find him on TikTok as well. Can't wait to read that. Very interesting. I always like to know how people got into metal. I think that's very interesting. So that's going to be fun. Anything else? Cool. Anything else you guys been doing lately? No? Yes?
Any takers?
No.
I mean, I know Lou's.
I got a bunch of fucking new records, but I'm not bringing a whole box of them out here. That'll take an hour.
Fine. That's all right. But Lou, you just played a show the other night, or like some kind of concert thing.
Well, technically, it was wasn't. I didn't really play a show. What I did was I played a get together of with musicians from the local Long Island metal community. It's called Decay and Decadence. It's set up by my friend Wade Banks, who's a tattoo artist, his lady Teresa, and two other musicians, Mike DeGrucci from Terror Garden, and also Cesar Perez, who's in a bunch of bands. So like twice a year, they get a bunch of us back, in Wade's backyard, aka the Wadio Amphitheater in Bayshore, New York. And like from a list of like 100 songs, like the most popular choices for that event will be chosen, like 35, and a bunch of us will sign up and be like, okay, I'll play drums on that, I'll play vocals, I'll sing on that, I'll play guitar on that, and this and that. So I actually had a pretty good list. I selected UFO's Lights Out, Whitesnake's Bad Boys, Accept's Midnight Mover, Led Zeppelin's The Rover, which is my favorite Zeppelin song. And they were like, hey, can you fill in on bass on a couple of songs? One of them was what was one of them? One of them was Black Eye by the Scorpions, and the other was Laid to Rest from Lamb of God, which went over incredibly well. People are going crazy about it. But the coolest thing though was that I did a cover of DTO from Vision of Disorder. Apparently it was reposted by members of the band Vision of Disorder. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was my favorite hardcore band growing up. So, I was really happy about that. And, I always have a wonderful time doing it. I just did my second one. And, Wayne, I know you're, I'm not going to say where you live, but, you're welcome to join in if you'd like, just to get behind the kit. All you have to do is bring your drumsticks.
Oh, yeah. So just let me know.
Okay. We got a couple of Halloween songs for the next one. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just let me know which ones they are. And I can practice.
I chose them. So it's I'm Alive, Starlight. It's Ride the Sky.
Jesus Christ. Count me out. Forget it.
Okay. And,
I can't play that shit no more.
Nah, sure you can. And that was pretty cool. And I have a couple of gigs coming up this month with my buddy Doc Reinhardt. I'm his side guy, so I'm happy to do that. But more importantly than that, I'm happy to say, if you go to my Instagram page, you click on the link in the bio, you'll get access to my merch store over at TeePublic. 35% off all weekend. Salud. That's good for Naugahyde. What? Who said that?
You're supposed to spray it on parsley and smoke it, man.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
You're doing it all wrong, man.
But it was really cool to hear from friends of mine. They're like, oh my God, you're on stage playing metal again. I'm like, yeah, I never stopped playing. It just, wasn't making any money doing it. I'm not making money doing it now, but I'm having fun. So that should account for something.
That's all that matters. But yeah, welcome to TeePublic. I mean, hopefully you get some sales.
So far, yes. But not as many as I'd like. So buy my shit.
It's hard, man. It's hard to get people to buy your stuff. I'm still waiting for somebody to buy one shirt.
Oh, by the way, Clutch concert last week was awesome. So yeah,
nobody cares.
I know.
So
fuck you, Wayne. Don't ever say bad about the Regulators.
Yeah, they're actually not too bad. I saw them open for maybe Maiden or something a long time ago, and
that never happened.
And I don't know. I've only been to very few concerts in my life, and it's either been Maiden. I know they didn't open for Weezer.
Actually, I see them opening for Weezer more than I would for Maiden.
Yeah,
I mean, just
yeah.
I don't know. It couldn't have been Weezer.
Agree with that.
I can't imagine Escape from the Prison Planet would go well with Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I sincerely doubt it.
Maybe no Corrosion, because I saw Danzig too, so thinking maybe Danzig, but no, that was Corrosion of Conformity. I don't know. I haven't been to many concerts.
Now
so.
Clutch and Corrosion of Conformity did tour together. I was there.
Oh, so then maybe that's where I saw with Danzig, the Legacy tour. I don't know.
Don't know about Danzig being on that, but okay, whatever.
I went to the Legacies tour as well for the Sam Hain part. I don't really remember there being that many opening bands, but I don't know.
Was that before Doyle joined on as part of that Misfits set?
No, Doyle was there.
Okay.
For the one I went to. I remember that.
I think he was there. I can't remember.
Who knows? Who cares? We're not talking about
I was most concerned about Sam Hain. Erie Vaughn was there. That's all that really fucking mattered.
Yeah.
And remember, the code word is still helicopter.
Helicopter.
There is.
Is that what we should just start saying to each other when we get off track now? Helicopter.
Helicopter.
Nope, never going to do that. I will be perfectly okay driving this thing off the rails.
James,
knowing James, he did fly the helicopter in Demons.
Since you weren't here last week, James, did you even watch the Demons movies?
I did not have time to do it, only because I will be perfectly honest. I'm not a big horror fan, so I completely forgot. And then two, I was busy that weekend doing other stuff in another city, so I couldn't didn't have time to do that.
That's fine. I'm not a huge horror fan myself either, so I get it.
Although it was weird because this week I did watch Squid Game, and for the one thing I will do, Asian cinema does horror movies a different way than the United States or Canada would do. It is completely different, and I like that difference. I love more psychological thriller horror things, but that's maybe because of my Swedish upbringing. So,
okay, Ingmar Bergman, no problem. Are you a fan of the films of Takashi Miike?
Of course, I love Itchy the Killer, and also Zebra Man, and I forget what's the other one, like the Room 15 or something like it's called.
I don't know, but I know there's Audition.
God. Audition is one of my favorite films only because that twist that like the last 15 minutes is the most disturbing shit ever. The way she did.
Greg, not a fan?
No, the twist is very good. I love most of his movies. I did not like that one. It just doesn't come together well for me.
I get it. I actually know everyone was like talking about how Squid Game is like Battle Royale and all that stuff. I'm like, no, this is Korean cinema, because I mean, if you watched Old Boy, I was like, I'm ready for this twist to happen. Where's the twist? And then you start seeing the twist unfolding. I'm like, okay. I see what they're doing.
Time to talk about American cinema in North Carolina in 1980.
We will in a second.
Joined by Greggy Carr.
but since we're on the topic of Korean horror, actually somebody who's been on our show a few weeks back, Paul Nur. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm sure you do, right, Paul?
Ryan the Hunter, yes.
Yes.
The gentleman that James got into fisticuffs with over the Young Bucks, yes. But he showed some movie that he watched. I'm gonna fuck up this name, but Congium Haunted Asylum.
Yes,
and it's on Shudder, so I'll check it out. He said it's pretty good.
That's the Japanese one, and that one's supposed to be like super disturbing.
Yeah,
it's supposed to like have like really crazy special effects in it. for like in the 1960s.
Yeah, because I asked him how brutal is it, because sometimes I don't really like to watch too gory things, but he said there's more of a scare factor to this than it's like brutally.
Yeah, it's more psychological. It's not like Suicide Club where like the first scene is a bunch of schoolgirls jumping in front of the subway.
Yeah, I don't want to see
that. Sounds like a good time.
Yep, it's a real popcorn flick.
It is. It's a very good popcorn flick. But today,
speaking of popcorn flicks,
James. Oh,
I don't know about popcorn flicks, but it would be like a fun TV show where you're springing on someone. It's just a show, but you like scare them first, like a haunted house type thing. Or someone on as a secretary, make them think they're working in a haunted abortion clinic. Now that is good television.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying, Wayne?
So today's movie is Greg
trying to take it off thing. I love this. I love it. We're all going to get into the theme of it.
Yeah, I've actually been usually we do music stuff, and this month we're doing Halloween related things, and Lou, you picked your movie Demons 2, and then
Demoni,
and then Greg, you picked Trick or Treat, the 1986 classic Trick or Treat.
Yes.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
It's party time!
Rock and roll will never die. At least not this Halloween.
You've heard of raising spirits from the dead by incantations, right?
Yes.
I did that by playing the record backwards.
You're kidding.
Sammy Kerr. He's a rock and roll nightmare.
I am a big fan of yours. I've got all your records. Shut up!
You're the big. The big is you.
This message was meant for me.
How can you listen to this stuff?
Shut it off! Shut it off!
What have you done to your stereo?
I wanted a new one.
Sammy Kerr. His fans won't let him die. He won't let them live.
You should be loyal to your hero. Make it turn on you.
Trick or treat.
Looks like we better check out the party punch.
Not the the remix or the other ones from the 90s.
No, that's Trick or Treat. This is Trick
It's
or
Tricker,
Treat.
yeah.
No, the other ones were called Trick or Treat.
Also a good movie, but two totally separate things.
Yeah. So why did you pick this movie, Trick or Treat?
I know why.
I love this. Well, I mean, I love Fastway, and I have forever. But I first saw this when I was about 13. Just great movie, tons of metal stuff in it. I mean, and I identified a lot with the kid. Not that I got fucking bullied or any shit like that, but being a metalhead in school, usually made you the odd man out. So,
I was gonna say, I think maybe we can all kind of relate to this movie a little bit because somebody always said shit about heavy metal, so it's like you worship the devil because you listen to metal. So
yeah, what they call it, kill your mother, kill your father music.
Yes. Yeah,
and
exactly.
Thank you, Dying Fetus, for coming out with a song called "Kill Your Mother, Rape Your Dog." Thank you for that.
Yep.
But I really like this movie. Actually, I thought it was pretty cool. I liked the soundtrack and everything. Fastway. There's some really cool songs on the soundtrack. But I was trying to figure out who the hell is this main guy, and then it hit me. It's Skippy from
Family Ties. Yeah, Marc Price.
Yep. So that was pretty cool.
Marc Price or Marc Price?
Price.
Oh, Price. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So seeing him in the movie was pretty cool because I haven't seen him since I watched that show when I was a kid. So it's kind of cool to see him.
I watch this movie like 3 times a year. I see it.
Really?
It's fucking great.
It is. It is a movie, and I don't really think it's not really a horror movie. Like I don't think it's like something that's not really that scary or anything. You know?
It's not a horror movie. It's more of a
comedy.
A high school,
a
high school thriller, maybe you would call it. You know, like it's a coming of age story because, like, you see him at the beginning and he has he goes through a process.
Right.
Now the mechanisms for all that might be a little bit unconventional, but
beyond unconventional.
You know, there's a good way of dealing with things.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I think the movie's pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of funny stuff in here, and I didn't really expect it to be funny. I thought it was going to be more serious. But you know, when I'm trying to think, what is the main guy's name in the movie? Eddie, right?
Ragman.
Oh,
Edward Weinbauer.
Yeah.
Weinbauer.
That's the other thing I want to talk.
I thought he yelled "white power" in the film.
That's what I
was,
thought he
yelling
said.
I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, like why is he keep saying white power?
I mean, that shit wouldn't have flew back then either. Come on now,
I was like, "Come on, Doug Savant, future Melrose Place fame. You don't want to yell that out."
White power. White power. White power.
He didn't. He yelled his last name.
Yeah.
I know. I couldn't tell, but then again, the copy that I watched was muffled. So
because
that whole my god, the audio on the YouTube feed was interesting.
A little muffled. Yeah,
a little muffled. They sound like they did it in a tuna can.
It's possible that they did. Why does this movie have like 3 different names? Because Ragman, Trick or Treat, and then there's some other kind of like German or French name or something.
I don't know. They renamed it in a couple different territories in Europe. I don't know why.
But Eddie does use a name Ragman when he's writing to Sam.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Yeah.
So I'm
a lot of. Sorry, Wayne. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was done.
No, I was gonna say a lot of independent films and exploitation films to sell more to different markets. They go by whatever the more striking name is going to be. Like in European countries, they don't do Halloween. They don't do trick or treat. So they just call it Ragman. But of course, in the United States, Halloween is every kid's second favorite annual candy eating holiday next to Easter. So
that is true.
It's marketing.
Yeah.
Better.
Thank you, James. I saw him giggle when I do that, so thank you, sir.
I'll pop for it. I'll sell for you.
That wasn't a Road Warrior pop, but I'll take it.
But this movie, like I said, I really enjoyed the movie in general, and the thing, and like you said, Greg, you kind of relate to what happened to the kid and everything. I mean, I remember getting chased through high school. I one time I rode my bike somewhere and I saw these kids. They were being assholes, so I gave them the finger and I took off my bike. The next day, they found me in school and they chased me through the school. So when they were chasing him through, and then they get to the library. And then like walking really quiet.
That's the best part of it. That's like all the Christopher Columbus movies. The Chris Columbus movies. Them all doing the weird thing in the library. You know?
Yeah. So me and my wife were dying laughing at that. And then at the end, when he finally gets to the end of that whole scene, and they go to the wrong door and they didn't know it, and they open the door and then they shoot the fire extinguisher at all the faculty or whatever from the school.
That was great.
So hilarious.
Yeah, that was really good. The whole the quote unquote the pranks, even though you would get expelled for that shit.
Right.
Kicking somebody.
When they're running through the band room.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
But of course, when they're running through the library, they're walking, not running. They're quiet about it.
And then, of course, they hit the band room, and they're both in a fucking china shop through the percussion area and through the brass section. When I know if someone was running into my shit, I'd body check them into the fucking wall. Like, get the fuck out of here, you dickweeds.
Well, dude, what the funniest thing in that scene, I noticed because I've seen this so many times, but if you watch the dude in the blue shirt, because I don't think they ever actually name him during the movie, but when they're all running, he like purposely jumps and dives into that fucking tuba.
Yeah.
For like no reason, just
it's the comedic enjoyment of it. You know that they had shot that about 500 times and he was sick and tired of just falling in there. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this instead. It does it, and freaking they go, that's the one.
Tuba Man, the unsung hero of Trick or Treat.
Oh God.
I also love how he because you know it was the 80s, but when he shrinks up when the four of them are coming towards him and they tussle his hair in the beginning. But dude, like none of the four of them have any muscle tone whatsoever.
Yeah, oh yeah. What is these 80s bullies,
like
man? Like usually they at least had some definition.
Have beef with them.
I also enjoyed the part of the movie where, you know, of course it had to be the scene where the girl's in the car, and it's like you knew it was an 80s movie when you didn't know the girl was a girl until she actually talked, because the haircut was the same as a guy. As I am Greg about choking on his own cigarette from laughing.
By the way, I'd just like to say Large Marge sent me to watch this film.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was another surprise too. Like she comes up on the screen. I'm like,
that's one of my other favorite scenes.
Bad day for all of us. But as it
dude. and why is it she gets burnt on the way through the TV? Does she travel the speed of light through the TV?
Well,
they couldn't afford to show what happened between then and now.
But he's also, you know, made out of electricity. That's what he's manifesting himself out of. So.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, they don't explain how he's able to just bake her to death, but yet he just does this to Ozzy, and Ozzy just goes, ah! That's it, you know.
Yeah.
The funniest thing.
Well, you have to. The audience has to be able to figure some things out themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not all making movies for the people on the 5th floor now, you know.
Right. But the funny thing is when he drags her out of the TV and she turns to a crisp or whatever, the scene after that, he's vacuuming her up.
Yes, let's vacuum the charred skull. That'll definitely be sucked up into the freaking 80s Kirby. Yes, let's go.
And I believe that's also the scene in the movie where when he's doing that, he trips a little bit. And I don't think that was planned, because you can see the boom mic come down for about 2 full seconds after that. They're hurrying up to get to where he is.
That reminds me of the scene in have you guys ever seen Black Dynamite?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite
he stands
films.
up in the freaking boom mics in his ear.
I just gotta say, I do appreciate the old school way of bringing into cars and cleaning up murder scenes that Trick or Treat showed us how to do. That was beautiful. Yeah, the car door was open. God damn it. It's like he's trying to jimmy the freaking lock open, and all he had to do was open.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And then I thought he was going to leave the wire in the door too, but he came back.
Oh yeah, he went back for that. Good on him.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt bad for Eddie too. Like, you know, when they pushed him into the pool and they put the weight in him too, and then the girl had to go out and get him out of the water.
That's attempted murder. That's not pranking.
Yeah, there was sexual harassment and attempted murder on this kid. The cops would have at least gotten involved a little bit. Holy shit!
Right.
It was North Carolina in the 80s.
That's not saying anything. That's one of the calm states in the South. I mean, yes, for Louisiana, I would expect that, but not freaking North Carolina.
Well, that is Horseman territory. We know what they did to Dusty. Okay, last wrestling reference. Don't bring up.
What happened to Dusty?
All that aside,
He broke his hand.
Jocks beating up on a metalhead. Who do you think they cared about? They cared who was on the football team. Fuckers.
Right.
Yeah.
No. That's what Carolina. They care about basketball way too much.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Are you ready for some football?
No, yeah. You're missing it. North Carolina, they're okay at football. If that was like Texas or Tennessee, then yes, I could see that. But North Carolina, it's all about the basketball.
That's irrelevant.
It is not irrelevant, sir. This is a court of law. This isn't my cousin Benny. You can freaking know.
Everything this guy says is bullshit. Just remember that, ladies and gentlemen.
What this guy just said was total bullshit.
The other thing that was kind of sad, but it was kind of funny in a way, when he's writing the letter to Sammy, and then he goes to put it in the mail or whatever, and then he's going to do the laundry, and all of a sudden on the news, Sammy's dead. I mean, it was sad, but then it was kind of funny in a way because he just wrote him a letter and he's dead.
That was sad, but the only thing I found funny about that scene is that the name of the record label is Waste City Records, and it's based in Hoboken.
I thought it was an unforgivable crime, him ripping up a Kiss, a Judas Priest, and a Raven poster.
Oh my God. I was
like,
crying.
oh!
Yeah, what are you doing? Anthrax poster I've never seen before, like the original Anthrax, and I'm like, no.
And that's my favorite Priest album.
The first time I saw this.
Yeah,
I was like, why did he rip all that stuff down?
Yeah, as soon as I saw him like destroying stuff, I know Wayne and Lou are about having conniption fits. Going down.
I was having a conniption because that was my favorite Priest album, and he had to rip up that Raven poster. That's why they never got successful, because freaking posers like Eddie were ripping up Raven posters before they really got.
How dare you call Ragman a poser? He was actually.
He's not a poser. And it was a poster of the Pack is Back. Like, think about what the Raven album is before you
I get it, but still, I get it.
I mean, I still
listen.
love
we're not here to get into a Cold Lake Raven the Pack is Back discussion, okay?
Okay.
It was a Raven poster.
So important question, since you guys were probably more relevant around the time than I was. How much was that stereo system worth then? Because I know now it'd be actually worth a shit ton of money.
How much does it go to college per semester today?
He beat the shit. That whole setup probably would have been about $650 at the time.
Only?
Okay, so that's actually. Well, there was more of it back then, but yeah.
Oh, with the speakers and everything, probably about $1,200. I was just talking about the actual components, but. Yeah, because he did have he had a really fucking nice setup, actually.
He had a sweet ass setup.
He did.
For a shit fucking room. He had the nicest fucking stereo.
Oh, that room is
that room was cool, man.
You can tell that kid is a true metalhead because he spent all of his fucking money, and I mean all of that damn money, on the stereo system and the records. And that was fucking it. Everything else was shit in there.
The acoustics in that room must have been awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It really ties the room together.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
And he had an awesome.
That Sammy Kerr poster did. That's why he left it, man.
Right.
Exactly, man. Yeah, freaking.
And he had an awesome record collection.
Ragman abides.
Fuck, man. Fucking A.
He had an awesome record collection when his mother was going through the records.
Yeah.
Sabotage,
Dungeons and Calling, Megadeth, Killing Is My Business, Impaler, Rise of the Mutants, Exciter, Unveiling the Wicked, and Possess 7 Churches.
Yeah, a lot of really.
Whoever wrote this script definitely had their heart in the right place.
Yeah.
Well, I think they knew someone who might have worked at Combat Records, because those are all Combat releases that came out between late 85 and early 86 when they filmed this.
Free publicity.
Yeah.
or product placement.
Which is odd though, because Fastway was on Columbia at the time. But yeah.
You could tell the people who were in this really did care about metal, because I mean, yeah, the soundtrack is fucking awesome. Everything about it's definitely a love letter to the quote unquote the devil worshiping music of metal in that time, where everybody was, the moral majority was, heating up, and everybody trying to take care of, think about the children and parental advisories and all that shit going down. Because I mean, they even do the whole scene with instead of Twisted Sister, it's Sammy Kerr doing the whole testifying in front of Congress thing. And
that was a definite reference to the PMRC hearings.
The PMRC hearings, yeah. So you had that, which I thought was fun to watch, because it was, you could just tell it was an homage to that type of the fall of Western civilization part 1, documentary stuff.
Yeah. And then too, with him playing the record backwards, I would imagine it has something to do with the whole Judas Priest thing, because that was probably around the same time too. Right?
No, that was 1990. That was a full,
it was 90.
4 years after this.
Well, the incident itself happened in '85.
The news,
but...
the
yeah, so I was going to say, I thought it happened.
Trial had just happened right before this.
Was this before the 2 killings in Nevada over the kid saying it was Ozzy?
That's what I'm saying. Right.
That was not Priest. That was Ozzy. I thought.
No, that was Ozzy. Wayne, you're thinking of the Ozzy, but you're talking about them 2 idiots that shot themselves.
Right.
Yeah, that happened in '85, but the court date for Priest was in like '89, '90.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It couldn't be referencing the trial.
Right, because I don't think the incident was brought to light until like '88.
Yeah. But there was another one too that also happened, right? Like 2 kids killed their parents or something like that, and they were
listening to Ozzy.
Yeah, they were listening to Ozzy. So I think that was during this time also. So that could have been all the hysteria, the reefer madness of metal, worshiping the devil.
Well, you could also reference, I guess, the what's his name? Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. He was
killer.
Caught with the he had an AC/DC hat in his garage, and because the one detective found it, all of a sudden the media blew it up into metal responsible for serial killer. It's like, oh, Jesus Christmas, like.
Yeah, no. Let's not talk about the pentagram and blood on the floor. No. It's that AC. It's that damn AC/DC.
Yeah, it's the band that wrote "Touch Too Much."
Exactly. Yes, It's the band that did "Shook Me All Night Long." Definitely not. They have not written any songs about the devil, but they've written a shit ton about sex.
And now Satanic Panic's making a comeback, especially in Canada.
Oh,
way to go, guys!
Hey, they're having to figure it out up there. Okay, they're degens from up
north. It's all new to them.
But that's one thing I really like about this movie too, for having come out during that period of time. Even though it is a B movie, the cast is really good, and they do a really good job showing the character of Ragman, and as he grows throughout this story.
Right.
Well, it just shows what a little confidence will do to a kid. And he gets that one little confidence, and then look at all that happens.
And then
before the fall,
one of the most metal things ever: fucking make a deal with the devil, burn yourself to death in a hotel fire with a couple hookers, and fucking come back through a record. Songs in the key of death, you can't beat that. Fucking rocks, Chosen Warrior, man.
Now we're bringing it back to Dennis Hoff and Herb Abrams.
Exactly. Yes. Got Metal's Chosen Warrior is a fucking stupid ass song.
Wow. I was talking about what Sammy Kerr calls himself in the movie.
I don't know. I was doing the line from when he actually jumps the car into the bay.
I just thought it was funny though. Sammy Kerr came out.
Warrior's nothing but a giant pussy.
Is that what he said? I thought it was Poser. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's a poser. It's a Poser song or something. Yeah.
Right, and of course that was how you pissed off metalheads back in the day. You called them that word,
pussy, or something like
that.
It's
literally the same insult. It's just a different way around it in the metal world. As we completely demonetized Wayne Noon. Yay.
That's right. That's okay.
And you know, another thing that was I always kind of found surprising about this. I mean, it did still have like a $3 million budget or whatever, but that's still not a ton of money for a major movie. But the practical special effects are done really well in this.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Compared to some other movies that came out around the same time that were done by De Laurentiis.
Yeah, like when that girl's in the car and she puts the tape in the cassette player and then she's listening to it on her headphones.
Yeah. When she's getting fucked by the demon fog at first, and then it turns into that giant demon. Just fuck.
What? What's that giant demon? What happens to it?
They couldn't afford keeping him throughout the rest of the film.
You know what's funny about that? The screenshot of the fucking demon's face was on the back of the video box, and it's been in a couple of the promotional posters too. And then when you see the movie, it's on the screen for all of 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean kind of like your DVD cover?
Yeah. Well, the movie's better than it would be with them starring in it, though. So I'm glad they used that as marketing to get people to buy it.
I just think it's funny that it does the whole thing of like we always say metal music will melt your face off and stuff like that. It literally melts her ears off.
Yeah.
Yes.
He pulls the headphones off his ear.
Yeah, and then, the ears are freaking melted. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we never saw her ever again. She went to the
hospital.
hospital.
Were originally approached about starring in it, but neither of them wanted to. Gene claims because he didn't like the script, but it was actually because he had starred in Runaway right before they made this, and it fucking bombed because he's a terrible actor, and I don't think he could take the heat.
Whoa. Do we have two Lou's now? I mean, I know freaking Lou lets the chopper fucking spray on Kiss. But now Greg's gonna let her unleash on Kiss.
But my rage is more
really
Kiss today.
Himself, and he's not a great actor, regardless of what he thinks. But I'm pretty sure what happened there. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He's better off doing the Wolfman Jack impression anyway. But this was originally written and entered production with Blackie Lawless in mind, playing Sammy Kerr. And I don't know what happened there, but Lou does, and I'm really curious to hear this. And I'm bringing it before I forget.
So yes, Blackie Lawless was originally approached to play the role of Sammy Kerr, but I believe it was either one of two things. One, he would have to be lip syncing to somebody else's songs. I think that was the primary reason. He was asked to play Sammy, but not to write the music. So he said, "Why don't I do both?" And they said, "No, we just want you to play the role. You'll sing or lip sync somebody else's songs." And he said, "Well, then I don't want to do it." Now, at that time, I would have just said, you know what? Blackie Lawless, Wasp, they're popular. They made the PMRC list, but they also had big selling records and they were popular at the time. I would have gotten it. I would have just said, okay, you do it. But what do I know?
I find that interesting, though, because, like two of the songs were written prior, but most of the songs for the movie from the soundtrack were actually written as they were doing the movie, because that's Fast. Eddie Clark said this was the easiest time he ever had working with Dave King throughout the whole 4 albums he was with the band with, because they had a very strict idea from the movie studio of what they wanted, what scene they wanted it for. So they just went in and banged them out, and Dave couldn't bitch at him at all.
Did he always bitch at Fast Eddie?
Dave King was very ungrateful and got a very swelled head real early on, because Eddie and Pete picked him up, at only 17 and put him on the first Fastway album. And they had moderate success. But then when the, I can't really say original because Pete Way didn't hang around, but the original recording lineup, when that fell apart at the end of the All Fired Up tour, Eddie was gracious enough to let Dave bring in his old bandmates who also play here on Trick or Treat, and basically let them take almost complete creative control for Waiting for the Roar. And Dave seemed to blame the lack of success on that record on Eddie, and it had nothing to do with him. He fucking did great by that guy, and he was just a total dick to Eddie Clark.
Yeah,
total diva about the whole thing.
You know, when I heard about that, it's funny because like I am in when I first heard Flogging Molly, which is Dave King's Irish punk band. You know, it was the album with 7 Deadly Sins, and I liked it. But then I'm like, wait a minute, Dave King, I know that name. And you know, you go on the Wikipedia page. This is in 2006, and it said former lead singer of Fastway, and I'm like, no kidding. And every article that I read that he was interviewed in, he had nothing kind to say about Fastway, nothing kind to say about Fast Eddie, nothing kind to say about where he came from. And I lost complete and total respect for him because of that.
He was given the keys to the kingdom. He hung himself and he blamed it on everyone else. Total ungrateful little fucking turd in a crappy punk band. But at least he had a good legacy in his early 20s and late teens.
And then you blew it. Anyways, moving right along to Trick or Treat.
Then he blew it. I didn't mind the Gene Simmons parts. I thought he was actually pretty good.
I thought he was.
Oh, no. It was perfect for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Wake up, sleepyheads.
It's party time!
Him doing a Wolfman Jack impression.
He's doing Wolfman Jack.
Is awesome. He's totally hammy. He's perfect in it. But
that is the best way to have Gene Simmons, because you can't have him straight. You have to have him hamming everything in the pop. Because he's like Uma Thurman as an actress. They can't they got you got to like just let them ham, because they can't be. I mean, you know, that's what they do. They're
Hey, I like Kill Bill.
That was quick. Well, Tarantino. Wait. Tarantino's the only person that could tell Uma Thurman to cut the shit and make her actually act. Everything else she's in outside of Tarantino films, she's hamming it up every 5 fucking seconds. Watch it. Believe me.
Yeah.
And it's not, and don't blame just Batman and Robin, her just hamming it up because it's the freaking goofy, it's a goofy film. That's her just being her.
Oh, okay.
Watch The Avengers if you want a really good example.
Not the Marvel film, people. We mean the film based on the British television series.
Well, if they weren't smart enough to figure out that Uma Thurman wasn't in the other one, in the Marvel one, and look it up for themselves on this vast thing called the internet, they can go
called IMDb.
I'm trying to
look it up for 5 goddamn
Fastway,
seconds.
And one of my
just saying,
monetize this show.
Fanboys out there are saying,
"Oh, you want me to do it some more? You want me to do it again?
Bring it back to the movie. Let's go."
And
Simmons was good
in a movie, but yes, that's going to demonetize us.
Yes, no,
we're not even monetized yet.
Not yet. We got another 500 something to go. I don't know, 400
something like that.
317.
Oh wow! Yeah, we're up to 683 right now, so that's pretty cool.
That's
awesome.
That's right. You're welcome.
Great. It is great. However, it was sad to lose the 666 number.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Well, better go up than down.
This is true.
True.
I don't know. Like I said, I was only sad because of the number. Hey-yo.
Anyway.
Monetization.
And even though it was another
helicopter.
Even though it was a very small part, the Ozzy part was pretty cool too. I thought that was funny because he flipped the script.
The Ozzy part is great because what's the album name again? He's talking about.
It's
like something.
It's called Do It Like a Dog.
Reverend, let me ask you a question. This album, Do It Like a Dog. Now, this has to be about animal behavior. Is that right?
Let me give you an example. I have one of the lyrics. You will tell me what you honestly think is.
Go right ahead.
Gonna drive my long steel missile down on your love channel. Deep, deep, you'll beg for more. Raising hell and serpent score. Feel me, feel me.
Drive my long steel missile deep into your love canyon.
He's talking about sex on an album as a reverend. I mean, how Aussie is this fucking film?
But the funny thing is, it sounded like he was quoting possible lyrics for "Lick My Love Pump" from Spinal Tap, while looking at an album cover from 1970s Genesis.
Yep.
But yeah, even though those their parts were very small, I think they actually fit and they worked in the movie. So I thought that was very cool. I thought it was good at the end of them in there. Because usually, sometimes they throw famous people in movies, and it was like, all right, why were they in here? But I think they worked.
And Tony Fields does a pretty good job as Sammy Kerr. I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of lines, but he is very menacing. And I just found it interesting. A former Solid Gold dancer took the lead on this.
And he was in Michael Jackson's Beat It video as the white gang leader.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
But this is much better.
Yeah.
yes, I will say that. And then the other thing too was cool is well, it kind of sucked because Eddie told his friend don't take the tape, just destroy it or whatever, right? And obviously he has to see what's on this tape, and and then Sammy comes out.
That's the classic 80s teenage trope. Don't do this one thing, and of course they're gonna do the one thing you asked them not to do.
Of course, and then he did it, and then he brings it to the school. And then, Sammy tortures everybody there. So that was pretty cool.
I thought that was hilarious how he's playing guitar. Everyone's digging it until he starts killing everybody. And it's not the first person he kills that everyone is freaking out. No, they thought that shit's cool as hell. It's like the 5th and 6th person he kills is finally these people realize, oh shit, people are dying.
Two things about that scene. One, how the hell did the band learn how that song so quickly? That was very impressive. And two, I have one thing to say to the mime that was running away from Sammy. Very nice staying in character and keeping your mouth shut and not screaming as you were running for your life away from a homicidal electrified killer. Good on you, Mr. Mime.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. What was it? Was the person like up there like a giant bag of popcorn or something like that?
No, it was Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty. Okay. And I heard the person on the awning just getting freaking zapped real quick in the whole big bulky costume. And you're like, this is the 1 year that person spent so much time preparing that costume just to get fucking marked right there.
And then it was funny when they bring it out on the stretcher.
Yeah.
Although, to answer your question about the song, so the song he started off with, if you have seen the movie as many times as I have and whatnot, you really think about it, that was supposed to have been one of his previous hits. So he was originally supposed to play the dance. He wasn't able to, so they hired a cover band. Well, he got banned by the fucking shitbag parents and politicians. Fuck you, Reagan.
Another thing Reagan ruined to this country.
Yeah. But so that I always just figured that was one of his previous hits. They knew that song, but I love at the beginning of that scene when he's going to put the tape in the boombox and Leslie walks up behind him and just says Judas, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck!" But that was nice. That was some good writing there.
Yeah. You don't expect that type of writing in these type of movies.
No, there's a couple little different things like that. And so did you guys listen to the soundtrack too, or just watch the movie?
Yeah, no, I listened.
I did both.
I will admit that I listened to one song.
So every song from the soundtrack is actually in the movie.
Right.
But you might not notice a couple of them because there's 3 of them they play backwards. Hold On to the Night plays backwards over his car stereo when he's driving his car and hill hopping when he's going, or either was he coming back from seeing New? Oh no, that was after he got Haney there to spray the fucking staff down and he was leaving school and all that. But then during the dance, the 2 songs from previous Fastway albums that are on the end of this, Hafton, If You Could See, you're playing backwards during the dance, which kills me because they're both great songs, but they don't really sound all that great played backwards. So they're all out there dancing and shit like, yeah. No one noticed anything was wrong.
Right.
Was playing backwards. Totally normal in the 80s. And I thought Al Gore and Tipper Gore led the PMRC, not Reagan.
They did.
Reagan was still a shitbag who was all about 50s values and the past and blah, blah, blah. Let's go fuck Norman Rockwell in the ass, but this isn't about politics. This is about 1980s heavy metal and a fucking killer movie.
Well, I'll forever love Dee Snider for basically turning it on that Tipper Gore was a pervert. So I can appreciate despite for both.
Oh yeah,
I can't say anything that happens behind closed doors in Carthage, Tennessee at all.
Did anybody
Head
think
hung low, hey James?
Did anybody think Sammy was going to get Eddie's mother?
I was kind of
way?
surprised.
In what way?
Well, he was trying. He was trying to get her to come
from
into the room, but you know.
I know,
dude.
this.
That's another thing I love when they're, you know, he's clearly strong. You watch him hit people and break a bunch of shit, but I love when they're hiding in the bathroom and they're hiding somewhere else that he has to burst into the place in the scariest, most ridiculous out of the way possible. Like, I'm totally capable of kicking in this door, but I'm gonna
burn it.
I'm gonna bust this thing through my freaking electroshock. Exactly.
Did anyone not think it was hilarious though when Sammy's hand was flushed down the toilet and he was?
It's like one thing that fucking ruins him is the swirly hand swirly.
The way I could think of explaining it is, okay, even though he's manifesting in what looks like a physical form, he's still made out of electricity.
Right.
So maybe the force of the water caught it. But if he was actually a solid, like, human dude, there's no way, because when you flush it, the water runs out.
I was about to say,
right.
She's flushing it, and it's hurting him.
Fail physics, Leslie.
Must have been one of those airplane toilets or something. You know, just flush those things and they go whoosh.
And I was like, wait a minute, that's ruining that's defeating the purpose of the toilet is flushing the water that is holding him down. I mean, I know we're talking 80s here, so they weren't worried about the this was prior, you know, the water efficient toilets, but I mean, still.
Would have been funny if they had a sewage system in their backyard and he comes out of it and he's like, bleh, now I'm pissed.
It would be even better if he like started looking like Toxic Avenger coming out of there.
We'll have to discuss Toxie in a different day. That movie deserves its own episode.
Toxie 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
It's got to be 1 because I've always wanted to cornhole me a blind bitch.
Hey, Leroy.
Oh,
you know, we could probably get Lloyd Kaufman to come on the show. He loves whoring his stuff out.
You probably could. He's a lot of fun. I've talked to him at cons before. I love him.
No. The one thing we are talking about is how Eddie's soon-to-be stepdad there comes looking like the dude
where he
from
come from?
RoboCop. looks like the dude from fucking RoboCop. I buy that for $1 guy. Looking like Rambo.
Die, commie pig.
Mom, Stan's here.
I mean,
that is actually the director's cameo.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Way to take yourself seriously, director, as you coming in looking like Rambo as the soon-to-be stepdad to the kid.
Commie pig.
Die, commie pig. I forgot that was a serious thing in the 80s.
Oh god, yeah, that was funny. It's like, who the hell is this guy? It's his mother's boyfriend.
All I could think of was every time I saw before he said "die comic pick," I was waiting like, "Say I buy that for $1." Please say I buy that for $1. Please say I buy that for $1.
Another 80s trope: the single parent is dating a weirdo. You could also see it in the film "Can't Buy Me Love," starring Patrick Dempsey and Amanda Peterson. Rest in peace, Amanda.
But what you can't see is a Ford Country Squire ripping around the block in reverse. Back Eddie Clark riffs.
That was hilarious.
that freaking that 60-degree freaking turn
running from the car. I mean, I get it. He's trying to run them over with a car.
Right.
I mean, they don't even go that far. They just step like 3 feet to the side.
He's like, fuck going it forward. Just fucking, let's rip it around in reverse. Let's just fucking do a Yui.
And the neighbors did not seem to mind. No one ran out yelling,
Nobody
"My
came
fucking car!"
This is what happens, Larry, when you find a stranger in the Alps.
Where'd you get that scar, tough guy eating pineapple?
And then that poor cop comes and he tries to shock him.
Why are all the cops obese in this movie? Well, it's like you're hanging out more at the Krispy Kreme than you are doing your fucking job.
The last case he got down was a case of Malamars.
Quick, we got an APB. Let's get some moon pies.
Only with RC Cola.
Yeah, I also like how, he vaporizes the cop. There's about a 10-minute interval because he did finish the call in between them coming back and stealing the car, and still no one has arrived, but they're looking for it's a murder suspect.
Yeah. So I appreciate how this movie defies gravity, because it took all 10 seconds for whatever that cop was holding to drop. Normally it would drop instantly.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know what though? He dropped the lightning phrase from from the 1984 freaking Metallica album. I mean, let's just be happy about that.
Oh God! And then the way they had to get rid of him, is to break all the radios and everything, and then he breaks his own stereo systems. Like, oh no!
That's the tragic.
Killed me. Oh, break all the record.
It also made me realize how many radios there were in the 1980s and how that medium was still there. I'm thinking like, all right, they killed the one. Okay, that's cool. Oh wait, there's another one. Oh wait, there's another one. I'm like,
that toaster didn't deserve it though.
No, like why? Yeah,
it did not deserve that. However, it was just for me. I'm just like, I'm sitting there going like, wow, you're right. They did have a lot of radios back then,
And then the one hanging in the
realizing
shower.
Yeah, the shower radio.
Yep, I remember those. Ronco had a TV ad.
Yo, Ronco. Oh, that food dehydrator still rocking.
A more fitting title for this film should have been Death by Stereo or Death by Radio Waves, in my opinion.
That's called Havana
the original tagline for it is, "What are you afraid of? It's only rock and roll."
Next.
I think it actually says it on. Yeah, it does say it on the bottom of the record. Yep. Right underneath the Fastway logo.
Jeez, that's funny. But yeah, so they had to destroy everything, and then they had to go back to the radio station and destroy all the equipment there to get him to stop.
Looks like all the poltergeist stuff going on.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the little woman to go, "This house is clean."
I was hoping to see Gene Simmons again, at least this one more time, but he wasn't there.
Nope. It's a smoking carcass, which is the same thing as Gene Simmons.
And Nuke is dead by this point, unfortunately. One time I like Gene Simmons in the film, and I'm like, please don't die.
Of course he is. He played the record backwards. I mean, come on. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why you can't listen to a Kiss record backwards, because it'll probably be like, go to church, say your prayers, love your mom and dad. That's probably
that's in the front of their album. What are you talking about? Playing it backwards actually might be some rock and roll.
I do like the early Kiss stuff, James.
Oh, come on. I set that one up for you. I put that on. You put that on a tee for me.
No, there's a difference between, like making fun of Kiss now when they'd rather have a painter go on before them. Again, you're watching paint dry before they go on stage, people, as opposed to, I love the early stuff.
So is their last song really good? I Was Meant for Loving You?
No, I
Made for Loving You.
I mean, I love Creatures of the Night, so that was in '82. By then, no original member. Well, half of them, the ones that are still there to this day. But anyway, no, I mean, I like Gene in this film. He was good. I still have to see him in, what was that one he did with John Stamos where he plays a drag queen, or is that the one he did with Rutger Hauer? Apparently he wore the same outfit that I think either Cher or Linda Carter wore on a special when they were doing a Kiss song.
That's Rutger Hauer.
It was with Rutger Hauer, yeah. Never Too Young to Die?
That sounds right.
Something like that. Gene was in a bunch of B movies, and here he thought he was going to be a big Hollywood actor. Nope. Your films made it to USA Up All Night, Gene, but be proud of that.
He did USA Up All Night is part in Runaway, though, and he's fucking awful at it, constantly mugging for the camera unintentionally, which is what makes it fucking hilarious. Them stupid facial expressions and shit he makes that I'm sure he thinks his little smirk looks cool, but dude, you're a fucking multi-millionaire villain that's making these robots that are being sent out to kill people. You jackass. But it didn't look menacing, but that's a totally separate movie that you don't need to see, guys, by the way. Unlike Trick or Treat, which everyone should, I think.
I'm glad I've seen it.
Yeah. The one thing it is the ultimate horror metal movie. The one thing I did forget to mention is when he got those two guys that were chasing him and everything. I forget what their names are.
I don't think they ever really name anyone besides Tim.
They name one. Yeah, they name one.
Yeah, the one guy he like really hated or whatever, and they get into the workshop.
Oh shit! Shut it off! Turn it off like that! Shut it off!
Yes. The one bit of gore I wish that crushed his head right then and there.
I was like, oh my god, we're gonna see blood, and this is gonna be bad.
As I'm doing research for you guys, he's known as Goon Number 1, aka Danny Pierce. So it is actually his name, Danny Pierce.
The difference between my teenage self and Ragman would have been, I'd have totally let him waste all those kids. I wouldn't have had a problem with any of it.
Yeah, that's when I realized, wait a minute, this film doesn't speak to me. I would have wasted them too.
Yeah, I'm about to say, who doesn't want to see him get a punch pushed in through his eye?
Yeah, I was really waiting for that. I said, all right, now this movie's gonna start getting bloody and gory, and we're gonna see some shit here. But no,
I was disappointed that it didn't.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
actually, going back to when you were talking about Large Marge in this, it came out like I didn't even realize this, but Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Cassandra Pearson's in it also, Elvira.
Yeah,
she's the biker queen.
She's the biker queen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they just tie it back in with Halloween movies because it's Elvira.
By the way, I do recommend seeing Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Very funny, underrated horror comedy.
Oh, and it's also really good to look at.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, he's right. He's totally right. And you still look good, Cassandra Peterson. God bless you. You still look beautiful.
She still has her fastball.
But yes, even though there was really no gore in this movie, I kind of maybe preferred it that way because this is kind of a movie you can just watch anytime. Really, you don't have to wait.
I think it works better like that. It's more of a thriller. Like it's definitely a Halloween movie, but it has a fairly original concept for the time of them tying all the supposed Satan crap into metal music, which legitimately, I mean, come on, he did have a copy of Possessed 7 Churches there, which is pretty much all about the devil. But besides that,
I thought it was really cool when the Tim character, after the whole woodshop incident, goes out to his house and Eddie's just there and he pulls his hands out. And the friggin' lanterns. That's freaking awesome.
You son of a bitch! What did you do to her? What the hell did you do to her?
What do you mean, Sam?
She's in the fucking hospital, man. You could have fucking.
I was
getting
cool
to that.
Shit.
Yeah.
And then that's the moment where he realizes, this has gone a little too far.
Yeah,
that's the point. That's the point. Not the kid almost dying via wood shop, but no, the pumpkins and everything. That's where I go. Oh, this is going a little far.
You're into some weird shit, Weinbauer. Just stay the fuck away from me, okay?
I was waiting for him to do something else.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I actually thought casting Skippy in the role was a good choice.
Yeah, I thought so too. He did.
It works.
It works.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's hilarious.
He looks like a metalhead too. I wonder if he is an actual metalhead in real life. Anybody know?
I don't know. He really didn't do too much else in front of the camera after this, and Family Ties. He kind of went into production, and he's been a stand-up comedian for a long time. But be honest with you, as much as I love this movie, I never really looked into anything else he did or any interviews with him or anything like that. But be cool if he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do much. He didn't do much stuff. If you look at his IMDb.
He did an Attack of the Killer Tomatoes sequel.
He did do it. He did do the Attack of the He did do Killer Tomatoes Eat France, and another horror movie, the Little Devils.
The funny thing about that Attack of the Killer Tomatoes film, throughout the film, the running gag is, "Are you Michael J. Fox?"
Yeah,
they kept asking him.
I remember that. Yeah,
that's funny. All right, so as a whole, what do we all think about this movie? I mean, I really enjoyed it. I like this movie a lot. I'd probably watch this one a few more times.
I liked it.
You didn't. Now, last week, you didn't seem like you were going to like it. I was afraid what you were going to say.
I watched it a second time, and I was like, you know what? This film's grown on me. I mean, yes, originally, I believe it or not, I didn't even say about 75% of the notes that I had written out because I wanted to give it a second chance because I'm like, you know what? Greg really likes this movie and I don't want to upset him and say that I don't like it. So I'm like, let me watch it again. And I'm like, you know what? I liked it more than I thought I did. It's a definite grower. What would I compare it to? I would almost compare it to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, without the overtly,
gay,
say homoerotic tendencies of it. Which, again, I thought that was a good film, though. But it's similar to that, but different.
That is a good movie. I just want to make one point about that real quick because people have asked me before. Everyone assumes if you have something negative to say about it or you don't really like it, it's about the homoerotic themes, and it's not. It's that him trying to possess the kid does not make any fucking sense for the character of Freddy Krueger. It's totally out of line with the whole rest of the series for the most part, and that one plot hole just always bothered me. But I do still enjoy the movie.
Yeah, the possession to be reanimated doesn't make sense, but you can see why I'm kind of like drawing the comparisons between that and this.
Oh, no. I get it that way. I'm just saying before someone slams me, before I say I don't like that movie without an explanation. Here's my issue.
I do love that film. I'm just stating an obvious fact. I mean, because the writers and producers even planned it that way. So, subliminally. But still, I mean, good film. And I thought, I put it right up there with it. And, I liked Freddy's Revenge and I like Trick or Treat. So, good 1980s American-made horror. Love it.
What about you, James?
I prefer
Italian.
I really actually enjoyed it a lot. I didn't see it as a horror movie. I saw it more as a thriller with horror elements in there, even though I know that everyone would classify it as horror back then. I don't see it as a horror movie because of the overt slasher killer thing of American horror movies. They'll have kind of like the same plot, whereas this one is a little bit different. You kind of see where it's going, and it also was very weird watching the possession and everything like that undertones after really, like I said, watching Squid Game going on and all that going on. It was a weird time, man. It's a weird time. A lot of parallels running here. But I honestly, this is one of the few. So like my nephews are starting to get into horror and trying to watch these things, and I'd actually show them this one just because of it's not overtly gory or anything like that, because like they just watched it last night for the first time. So
geez.
This is the
original or the
miniseries, not the new one.
All right.
That new one, that they are not ready for that new one. That freaking projector scene would fuck them up. One of my favorite scenes of that whole movie. But yeah.
I don't like that movie.
What?
I like it.
How we can make a whole separate episode out of that.
Yeah. It's just well, the first part's cool, but then once it gets like the second part, it just seems to.
Oh no! I'm not talking about. Yeah, we're not talking about part 2 being long as shit. No. I'm just talking about part 1.
Yeah,
I've got problems with both parts.
Yeah, I just I don't know. It's not for me. I tried. I fell asleep watching that movie. Even the new one, I didn't really care for either.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, I love the.
I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Mama. What they did beforehand, that movie. So.
Oh, I am too. It's not so much. Well,
I love I love how they do visual effects different than everybody else does.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not trying to blow you off. I don't want to get into it because there is just my opinion on those movies is a long one.
There's a lot to chew on that cud, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I've yet to see the It films, but I love the miniseries.
It was the miniseries because obviously, I mean, we are talking 8 and 10-year-olds here, so we're starting them off easy. We're not going straight freaking for Jason 3 in the Hood. Okay.
Yeah, don't do that yet. It's too early.
But you can totally show them Trick or Treat and maybe Maximum Overdrive. That'd go real well together. Fastway and fucking AC/DC. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they actually might enjoy that. They're starting to branch into the more adult themes. So like I got them watching Mandalorian and stuff. So I'm not being that uncle. I'm being that uncle now. Yay.
That's a good uncle. I will say that the soundtrack to Trick or Treat did remind me of the Who Made Who album a little bit, like in terms of like the bluesy metal hard rock approach.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, and then also, even though I do love both albums, this is probably the most formulaic Fastway release of them all, kind of like Who Made Who. It's clear they were writing things to fit certain scenes.
Yeah, even Fast Eddie himself completely like changed his approach to his instrument. I mean, you had like the guitars in the songs, you had the gain up, you had the chorus crank, so it had like that 80s hard rock tone to it, which everyone else was doing at the time.
Yeah, so. I mean, you can totally tell it's Fast Eddie Clarke just because he has a certain playing style, but his tone is like Kane Roberts. It's strange. It's the only time he ever done that. Even when he did the 2 Lee Hart albums, and they went kind of AOR, he kept the blues bottom end then. This is the only time he tried to get that overt 80s metal sound. I mean, it works. It just surprised me. I can't say it surprised me the first time I heard it because this was the first time I had ever heard Fastway.
Very cool. And I like the soundtrack because we've did the Fastway show probably like 2 years ago or something, right?
Yeah, you hated the first album. I still can't believe it.
You hated the first album?
Yeah, maybe I gotta go listen to it again, but it just, I don't know. I'm not a Fastway fan. There's a few songs that I like, but I'm not too much of a fan. But this, I actually like the soundtrack. I thought there was some really cool songs on Trick or Treat, After Midnight, Don't Stop the Fight. Pretty much the first half. Actually, the whole album, except the song Heft, I didn't really care for.
Probably because it was on the first album.
First album, yeah.
There you go.
It all comes full circle.
I remember first hearing Fastway. My brother Mikey, rest in peace, he had the cassette, and I remember the first song that he played from me off that was "Say What You Will." I fell in love with it instantly. So I'd have to say Fastway was one of my gateway hard rock metal bands. So
interesting.
First
83 was a good year.
Was at the beginning of this movie when they put on "Don't Stop the Fight," emergency. Fuck yeah.
I just don't like the vocalist that much. I don't know. I could have picked somebody else a little bit better.
Well, yeah. Do you like him with Flogging Molly?
I don't like Flogging Molly.
We find ourselves in the same old mess.
But all right, so that part's over. So actually last week we forgot to kind of do this, but we still made the playlist anyway, so you can go to our Facebook or even on Spotify and just look up Rat Salad Review Halloween playlist part 1. It's up there, and we also now have part 2. So do you guys want to tell us what you picked for your songs?
Great songs
Gregor James,
to
you go
fuck dead
first.
bodies, by the way.
Great songs to what?
To fuck dead bodies to.
Damn right.
It is
Fornication
Halloween.
and decapitation.
We will never see monetization here.
But-
Who wants to go first?
You want to be sure to soak the said body in the bathtub in warm water for several hours first, so it's not too rough for you. And be sure when it's not in use to keep the body in a cool, dry place where it will rot. Anyway, Lou, want to tell us stuff?
So being that this was,
I mean,
Dino
if
De
you
La
really
Renta's-
want me to, I can go get a jar of mayonnaise and shove my fist in it out
No.
of it and simulate sound.
No,
But,
we're good.
I don't want to go on.
We
That's
broke
great.
him. We did it.
Oh, God.
You want to just say my picks?
Yes, let's do it. Do it.
All right. So, being that this was a Dino De Laurentiis production, and of course he's most famous for Conan, I picked Freya by the Sword first. I also picked a Fear Factory song, Fear Campaign from their 2010 record.
A One Fear Factory song from the album, an album that they actually have on there.
Yes.
What?
I also picked Carnivores, Predator.
Sex and Violence. Sex and Violence.
You could pick that next time. I also picked Heavy Metal Flamethrower Truck from my buddy John Witten and his band Shockwire up in Canada. I also got a local Long Island metal band, Sick Life. We got Soul Feast in there. And finally, episode 666 by In Flames to keep up with the Satanic Panic.
Very cool song. I like that.
Good
One.
Swedish boys.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah.
You want to go next?
Well, I kind of was like going a little bit different just for funsies this time. Last time I was going really eclectic, and then I decided, hey, let's just go some more. So for some reason, I had listened to White Zombie, I'm Your Boogeyman, like the day before this. So immediately I was like, thinking in my back of my mind, well, that'd be great for a Wayne Noon playlist. So boom, there we go.
Great
song. It is a good song.
It is a great song. And then Blood and Thunder by Mastodon. I went with a lot of bleeding and destruction here. So
I see that.
because it was So I do Blood and Thunder by Mastodon because that's one of my favorite stoner metal bands. Bleed by Meshuggah. And then decapitate. Blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of words here. Decapitation, Fornication by Infant Annihilator. And then to round it out, because I've always got to add a band from the 2003 Ozfest list, Destroyer of Senses by Shadows Fall. The opening act from the freaking tour I watched at 9:00 in the morning in Atlanta, Georgia.
It was worth it, though, I bet, right?
It was fucking worth it. They were fucking awesome. I was so jacked for them. I was pissed they were the first act because I was like, there was nobody there.
Which, but I think they have a reunion show coming up in December, and I think it's sold out.
They used to play at Castle Heights. Did you know that?
Shadows Fall?
Yeah.
No.
I think they did before they got signed to Century Media.
Yeah, like way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a
kind
lot
Are
of
they from
artists play
Boston?
Castle
Are they
Heights.
from the Northeast? So that would be not that bad.
Yeah, they're a
right?
Boston band.
Yeah.
No, I just
But a
never
lot of
thought
them used
of Castle Heights being like that, famous, where bands would go to play like that.
Surprisingly, Castle Heights housed a lot of signed acts. They had Shai Hulud there many times. They had Mastodon, All That Remains. They had a bunch of bands play there before they closed their doors in 2002. But now Kevin Castle's booking over at Lucky 13 Saloon in Brooklyn. So,
okay. All right.
keeping that old school spirit alive. So,
yeah, that band Phoenix Rain, they closed down Castle Heights.
yeah, I was there
that band?
And
I heard of that band. I heard
they
their
closed that
drummer's
place
pretty
down.
good.
Real quick.
Wait, so I have to ask, what was with the freaking live sex show that was going on before you guys took stage?
I don't remember. No live sex show. I guess I wasn't
There
there.
was a lesbian live sex show that went on before you. We're really not going to get monetized now. Yeah, apparently they gave me their business card. They were called American Strippers.
I have no idea. I don't remember that. Jeez.
I do, because I can't listen to Nelly's Hot and Hair any the way I used to.
Wow.
takes that song to a whole new level.
Mike
I don't know
from
what
SOS
was
is hovering over them, going, "Yeah, give it to her, yeah."
I don't know what the hell I was doing. I don't remember that at all.
Don't
Maybe I
tell me you
wasn't
were
there yet.
backstage because there was no backstage.
Yeah,
at
there was no
Castle
backstage. So yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, who knows? Greg,
He's probably going. That's why my drums smell funny.
yeah. Why are my sticks wet?
I smell fish. I smell fish.
Oh, come on, Lou. Greg.
Well, this week I tried to kind of, stick to a theme of songs from 80s horror movies that were used. And I picked, Trick or Treat from this movie, obviously, because love the movie and love the soundtrack. And it's very personal to me. Everyone should hear it. Although I probably should have picked Don't Stop the Fight, but I figured Trick or Treat would be the more popular one. And then Scream Until You Like It by Wasp, which was the theme for Ghoulies 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Demon Bell by Dangerous Toys, which was from Shocker. And I can't remember the other three I picked right now because I don't have it in front of me.
I got it here. Hold on. I got it.
So you went off my theme from last week because I did all songs from horror movies.
Yeah, I did it more because we were talking about this specific movie, but same basic theme.
Yeah,
Blitzkrieg Night Howl.
Sorry.
Blitzkrieg Night Howl.
Oh, okay, that wasn't in a movie, but Blitzkrieg's a great band. Sounds kind of similar, and it's about a werewolf.
Iron Maiden Flash of the Blade. I didn't understand that one.
Which is in Phenomenon by Dario Argento. We did Demons last week.
Oh, okay.
Well, that film stars Donald Pleasance and Jennifer. Oh God, what was it? She's married to Paul Bettany.
Yeah,
Jennifer Connelly.
Yes, thank you.
And then Armored Saint Hanging Judge,
which is in Hellraiser 3. They're the band playing in the club.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot that. I knew they were in a movie. I just couldn't remember which one. Very cool.
And then they died in that film
the
too.
80s, but it's fucking Armored Saint. No one's going to complain about listening to Hanging Judge.
No, not at all. It's awesome.
And if you do, I'll sick Sammy on you. Not my girlfriend, the guy from the movie.
Or you never know.
This was actually the first movie we ever saw together, by the way.
Oh, really?
That's very funny. Cool. The first film I ever saw with my wife was Toxic Avenger. And she still stayed with me, folks. That's pretty cool.
She's a keeper.
Absolutely.
First movie I ever saw with my wife was Twilight. My picks.
Lame.
Evidence is really piling up there, My Chemical Romance.
He's not okay. He promises.
I promise. My picks. Timeless Haunt. I finally put a Timeless Haunt song on here. Embrace the Haunt. Really cool song off their latest album.
Oh, nice. Good pick.
Yeah. A band called Project Resurrect. I picked Kill or Be Killed. I don't know if anybody's heard of them, but you can go to Project. Yeah, you can go to projectresurrect.bandcamp.com and buy their CD if you want.
You can also buy their CD on the Bandcamp app.
Yeah, or the app, wherever you want. They're also on Spotify. So as you're listening to this playlist, you can go over to Spotify and find Project Resurrect too. The 69 Eyes. Dead Girls Are Easy. I like that song a lot.
Very, very, very good golf clap for not using Lost Boys.
Yeah, I don't want to use that song. Blind Guardian, Tommy Knockers. Nobody knows that song.
I'm familiar with it. I love Blind Guardian.
Polka Dot Cadaver, Chloroform Girl.
That I never heard.
It's a really funny. Well, it's not funny, but it is funny when you listen to it. It's about a girl being chained up in the basement.
Sounds like a student
hilarious
from Brown University.
And my last song, which we're going to do next week, and we're going to have a special guest. Lisa Mann's going to come and join us. Ghost Cerise, if I pronounced that correctly.
All right, did you practice that one?
No, I did not. Why did I say it perfect? Like that's the first time I ever pronounced a weird word perfectly.
You got close. I think you got it right. I'm not sure.
I think I didn't get it right. But all right, that's my pick.
I love that song for one reason and one reason only is I showed it to somebody that's like a very big religious person, and then listening to it and going, "This is fucking satanic."
It's about somebody being possessed. Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
I like the video. I like the video too because it's like
the video is freaking hilarious. They're all kids.
They're all kids. Yeah.
Did you ever watch Did you ever watch the Conan O'Brien live bit they did for that song?
No.
Oh yeah. Oh no. They have a live They have a live like people from the crowd run in there for him to him faith healing them. Papa Emeritus the Third doing faith healing. It's great.
Oh, I had no idea. I'll check that out. What are we saying, Lou?
What are we covering from Ghost next week?
Everything.
So they're doing the entire discography. Okay.
Yeah, there's only like 4 albums, and then the new song too. There's some EPs or whatever song, but yeah, there's not too much.
Can we also do their YouTube videos or announcing their tours because those things are great as well.
Oh yeah, those videos are awesome. No, we don't have to go that crazy. I can feel Greg.
Yeah,
just I can just feel him.
the disinterest flowing out of him. The blank stare of death as he has to realize he has to listen to all these Care Bear songs.
Yeah, you guys are pitching the policeman's ball to a black teenager here.
Ouch.
Wow.
Hear that? That's demonetization right there.
Yeah, it's gone now. But that's why I'm having Lisa on next week because at least Greg's going to feel really out of place.
It's fine with me. I can't get into them.
Hey, you're going to listen to them, right? Are you actually going to listen to the albums?
Yeah, but I can't guarantee I'm going to be impressed by any of it.
I don't expect you to be impressed, but you might find it like a song.
He's doing the great Bob Belcher for Brother. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to complain the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Linda.
Maybe you'll like a song too. Who knows? We'll find out next week, though.
At least if you want to watch the video for Dance Macabre and actually see dancing girls and everything.
I've seen it.
Hey, dude, I'm trying here, bro. I'm trying here.
Yeah, the video is cool.
Can't impress him.
The song, but
he likes the Year Zero video at the end when he whips his thing out.
Yeah,
the uncensored version.
Yeah, but no, the only thing about Dance Macabre is everyone keeps consistently sending me that song when they hear "I Don't Care for Ghost." Please stop. I've heard it.
That's not one song. I would not send you that song.
That's not the song I would send you either. I mean, I wouldn't even send Square Hammer because I don't think that's one of their better songs either.
I like that one.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's another one I heard that I thought was okay, but I kind of thought that was a weird choice to do a video for. Honestly,
he is a funnier video doing them for it. That's the funnier one. They're doing he's on a cloud with a flower, everything singing about the devil. It's the greatest thing ever. That's hilarious. I'm laughing the entire time watching him being all poppy and everything with this song about freaking the devil. It's great.
All right, we'll talk about this all next week. Anything going on, Lou?
Yes.
What do you got?
35% off sale over at my T Public store.
Merchandising.
The kids love it.
What is your T Public store?
What is my T Public store?
Yeah, how do you get there? tpublic.music is life podcast or what is it?
That's the thing. It's like a whole website of ampersands and things like that. So I can't repeat it. But the link, if you find me on Instagram, which is real easy, you just find me over at Music is Life Lou Mavs. Okay, follow me. Click on the link in my bio. It takes you to my link tree, and there you'll find the direct link to purchase Music is Life podcast merchandise. So that's what I got going on. Also, Friday night I'll be playing Bartini Bar in Babylon with my buddy Doc Reinhardt. So that'll be fun. And what else I got going on? Well, nothing worth mentioning, but that's what I got going on so far.
Very cool. Mr. JL.
Well, next Friday, October 22nd, live on pay-per-view, will be GCW's Josh Barnett's Bloodsport number 7. And we will be one of these days, whenever we get back to Beyond Bushido, we'll be watching and we'll be reviewing this wonderful fucking pay-per-views that I love completely, with people like Filthy Tom Lawler versus Alex Coughlin, Minoru Suzuki in there, Davey Richards, Marina Shafir versus Masha Slamovich, Calvin Tankman versus J.R. Kratos, and Bad Dude Tito versus Hammer, and also Josh Barnett in the fight also. So that'll be fun. And we will be
hard way,
excited.
me brother.
Exactly. Come on, brother. We're freaking gonna we're going old school, brother.
Oh, there is one thing I forgot to mention.
What?
Tuesday on Music is Live podcast, me and Denise are going to be interviewing Mrs. Helen Cullen, who is the wife of Def Leppard guitarist Phil Cullen. So if anyone has any questions that they want me to ask her, throw your comments in this video and I'll take a look.
And also your Masada video. Very well done, Lou.
Thank you. Thank you. Masada was, I mean, I don't know. He was a gentleman, and you could tell he's in a better place in his life. He's not dealing with, the BS that he was dealing with before, DJ Hyde, and just he's in a better place right now, happily married, doing Exiled Artifacts and wrestling on his terms. So, I feel like it was one of my favorite interviews that I've ever done, and his enthusiasm to want to come back, I was greatly appreciative of.
Very good. Greg, you don't have nothing going on, do you?
No, but thank you guys for watching and listening to this, and really happy all three of you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
I was very surprised.
Even my wife liked it too. So
yeah. Excellent. Yeah, I give them both a 10 out of 10. Like I said, this really touched me at the time. Because especially, when I was in high school, late 90s, early 2000s, there definitely wasn't a lot of metal shit out there. So,
right.
I damn near was the ragman. It was cool to find something to identify with, and that it still holds up even now.
Indeed it does. All right, Ragman. Thanks again for showing us that movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Go buy a Fastway album, everybody.
Go buy a Fastway album. Go check
Play
out
it
Trick or
backwards.
Treat.
Yes, play it backwards.
Go watch the Trick or Treat.
It's like Eduardo Weinbauer and ruin your records, because record companies make far more money that way.
Is the DVD easy to get?
No. There is so the gentleman that scored this movie, Christopher Young, who also scored Hellraiser 1 and 2 and a few other horror movies. There's some kind of rights problem with the score. So that DVD there that came out in like 2003 or so, I think is out of print now. And I think the only way to actually get it is like a region-free Blu-ray you have to buy from Germany.
Cool. So it's like the Serbian film I had to buy. Cool.
Yeah. Yes, but this is that's a rough movie there. But yeah, I know Screen Factory's working on trying to put it out in the US, but it's still held up right now. They released the concept art for it and everything, but and it's not the Fastway music. Everyone sees score and they think it's the soundtrack, but it's the actual orchestral score to the rest of the movie that's holding it up.
It sucks. It's funny because I used to see that DVD everywhere, all the time. Because I used to go to FYE all the time. It's always in the used section. It was just always there, and I never picked it up.
Oh well, dude, you would see them in the dollar bins everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I was shocked the first time I saw it, because the first time I saw it was on fucking Betamax.
Much better quality.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Actually, the DVD pretty much looks like it was just a rip of a beta tape.
That sucks. But if you want to watch the movie and you can't find a DVD, just go to YouTube and look up Trick or Treat. Just make sure you watch the 1986 one. So,
or you could buy it on Amazon for $46 on DVD. Hell to the no.
Yeah, it's a little.
I mean, it's a good film. I don't think it's that good.
No, it's not $46.
But you can buy the movie posters for $11.50.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, next week, Greg's whole freaking back filter is going to be a bunch of trick or treat posters.
Oh yeah.
He's going to have
each company.
The real life Sammy Kerr will be with Greg Normal next week.
Yep. Just put the Sammy Kerr thing behind there. He'll come manifest us if we start playing the show back.
I will. I'll get that poster. I'll wear the mask throughout the whole show.
Which was sad to look at IMDb and see that actor passed away in like 93 or something.
Yeah, he
AIDS related illness, unfortunately.
Yeah, he contracted HIV. Yeah, I believe it was HIV through some kind of botched medical procedure, I believe. And yeah, it was a very nasty thing.
That sucks.
Shame.
Yeah, sorry to bring it down on a downer note.
Yeah, thanks a lot. James is great.
Being an ass, I know.
Yep. All right. Everybody go to ratsaladreview.com as usual. Please hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel and check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. I don't know, anything else. And add us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even though I hate Twitter, but we're everywhere. So find us. We will see you guys next week. Toodaloo.
Later.
Oh, just in time. My camera just all of a sudden stopped working.
That is amazing. I love this.
What?
Connected device
Sammy's
running
taking
camo.
over the podcast.
Yeah. Damn you, Sammy.
What?